therapy last month, she recorded the fastest times in college swimming in the 200 and 500-yard freestyle and won the 1650 freestyle, beating her nearest competitor by 38 seconds. The editor-in-chief...
Golly, 38? That's a blowout. That's a half a minute. Well. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Lord Scrub, and trans swimmer Leah Thomas stripped of titles for being a man in women's sports. Seems that trans identity stuff really is getting up out the window, huh? Isn't it? It's like that man Trump saying, "Don't need you." But let's listen to Nate the lawyer. Links in the description to the video. Always support the original creator. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Records, some in the sport questioning whether she has an unfair advantage. Following NCAA guidelines after a year of hormone replacement therapy, Thomas was granted the chance to swim on the women's team. After 2.5 years of such therapy last month, she recorded the fastest times in college swimming in the 200 and 500-yard freestyle and won the 1650 freestyle, beating her nearest competitor by 38 seconds. The editor-in-chief...
Golly, 38? That's a blowout. That's a half a minute. That's a long time when you're racing for something.
Of Swimming World magazine, John Lone, writing an op-ed last month, saying Thomas's competition in championships could create, quote, an indisputably unfair setting.
A few moments later.
Turn now to another major university reaching a deal with the Trump administration, this time concerning transgender athletes.
This morning, the University of Pennsylvania reversing course, saying it will now ban transgender athletes and strip trans swimmer Leah Thomas of her swimming titles.
So Leah Thomas has been stripped of her NCAA Women's Championship because she's really a man. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so first, thank you to the people who've sent me this video and asked me to do a follow-up on the transgender debate. Now, it's wild because on YouTube, I have probably the most popular video covering this particular topic of biological men competing against biological women in sports. Now, let's just start at the beginning. We have men's sports and women's sports, and we know that generally men have a competitive advantage in athletic competition over women. It's something we've known for millions of years if you were just paying attention. And another fact of reality is that we know if you just have men compete with women in sports, women wouldn't get any scholarships, they wouldn't get any money because they would not be able.
They'd be cooked. Like, look how big that man is. Look how she's trying so hard. And he just like, oh yeah, I'm finna dust this one. I'm finna sprint, and she's gonna be behind me.
Compete against the men in sports. And that difference between men and women isn't just a little difference. It is a huge difference. As an example, let's use the 100-meter dash. I've used this example all the time. So let's start with the numbers. This is World Athletics. They are the governing body for track and field when it comes to the Olympics and all the world championships. And they also keep all of the records. Now, for the world record in the 100-meter dash, let's go to 100-meter world records. And as you can see, it's a time of 10.49, and that's Florence Griffin Joyner. She's better.
Okay, so that's the fastest woman on the planet with what, 100-meter dash. Pretty good, 10 seconds.
Known as FloJo. And she set that in 1988. So that record has been there for all of these years. Now, when you compare that to the men's 100-meter world record, which is 9.58, it's almost 1 second more than FloJo's record that's been there since the 80s. But the question would be, where would FloJo place if she was competing against the men? The fastest woman ever, her time. How would that place in a competition?
I know, that's not too bad, right? That's only 1 second behind. You go, ladies. That's pretty good.
Against the men. Okay, so we're at World Athletics and we're looking at the men's 100-meter times all time. So this is every man who's ever won the 100-meter race in an international competition. This is where their record's going to be. And we're taking FloJo's 10.49 seconds in the 100 meters, which is the fastest time ever run by any woman in the past 30 years. And we're going to compare it to the men's and see where she's going to place. Now,
30 whole years. 30. Nobody in 30 years has beat that yet. Not saying something. She really was a man. She really was a different breed. That's almost a whole generation.
You think she's gonna place in the top 10?
Almost. That's a whole generation. That's a whole generation, right? Somebody tell me in the comment. That's a whole generation. 30 years.
The top 100 or the top 1,000? Now, let me know in the comment section, or just let me know right now, scream it into the screen. She's going to be in the top 100. She's going to be in the top 10. So now,
Probably top
10.49
100,
seconds.
200,
Let's see
300
what's going on the
maybe.
list. Now, this
I'm gonna
list
say
has how many
500.
people on?
I'm gonna say 500. 500
On every
at
page.
least.
We have, it goes down to 100 people on the first page. Now, on the first page, the 10.49 doesn't get you to the top 100. That's 9.94. So let's see where FloJo would have ended up. So we had to jump from page 1 to page 81. And when you go down to look at the time of 10.49, this person from Bangkok, Thailand, has that record for 10.49. And he ranks among all men 8,000th place, 8,015th place. So
That's rough. Like, yo, you not even in the top 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 8,000th place is where your time is among men.
fastest woman alive. Wouldn't be in the top 10, wouldn't be in the top 100. She would be 8,000th. And that's the fastest woman ever to run the 100-meter race compared to the men. And you could do this for a whole bunch of different competitions. Now, if a woman being 8,000 compared to the men, if that's not shocking enough, here is a high school boys race. And this high school boys race, if FloJo were to race against these high schoolers, these are not in college, they're not elite Olympic athletes, these are high school boys, she wouldn't have even made the podium. Look at these times. Number 1 is sub 10, 9.98. And in 4th place, 10.47. He beats FloJo. These 4 boys are running faster than the fastest woman to ever run, and they're in high school. Now, I do want to be very clear with this. I would not be able to beat FloJo in a race. I'm a man, but I cannot run for crap. FloJo would easily beat me. It would be a laugher. But against
There's a difference between male and female. Yikes. That's great. That's diabolical. She couldn't even beat high schoolers. Probably some of you watching this video right now that probably can beat 9, 10, like 9 seconds, or her 10 seconds with 9. Diabolical.
high school boys who run track, she would be destroyed. And that's the reality of the biological difference between men and women. We have the numbers, we have the evidence, it's not even close. But I would be remiss if I didn't at least show you the other side's argument, what these transgender activists are arguing and why they believe it's more than okay to allow biological men with this type of advantage to compete against biological women.
On the face
All right. Let's see the argument. Let's see what they got to say.
But it seems simple, as you say. You know, if somebody identifies as a woman, if they're transgender, they can compete against women who are born biologically, and then if not, then not. But then there are many who would argue who are not transphobes. There are many who born biologically women who will say, but you have an unnatural advantage over me, and that makes the sport unfair. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, there's lots of ways you can respond to that. So the first is the very language of you were born and I'm not biological somehow. Like, I don't think I'm a cyborg. So, like, this idea that, like, oh, you're not a biological woman. Well, I am a woman. That's a fact. I am female.
We gotta stop this immediately. You know, I ain't even gonna lie. Random, I feel bad for. I pity the LGBTQs sometimes because, on top of just disagreeing with it, like just personal disagreements, we all make our choice on how we feel on issues, right? Then there's the disagreement within them where some people are saying this and other people are saying this. I mean, like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, they got the LGB that kind of disagree with the T and the T trying to say to the LGB, hey, like, come on, we're in this together. All right, and it's like, brother, some of the stuff you say, sister, some of the stuff you say is wild. Because I'm like, it's just very interesting. It's very interesting. Like, wow, like he just told her biology speaks a specific truth that disagrees with you, and she just discredited that immediately. I'm like, gotta do better.
Female. So all my identity records, my racing license, my medical records all say female, right? And I'm pretty sure I made a biological stuff. So I'm a biological female as well. So this question of, do trans women have an advantage over cis women?
Before she goes into that, do you have a XX chromosome? Is there a Y in there? Is there a Y in there? Come on now. Like, when we say biology, well, you know what we're meaning.
We don't know. In fact, there's basically no published research on this question. However, there's good reason to think that there isn't, but I think it's irrelevant because we allow all kinds of competitive advantages within women's sport. So one example I'd love to talk about is the 2016 Rio Olympic women's high jump final. First place was over 6'3", 10th place was 5'5". So a 10.5-inch height difference between first and 10th at the Olympics in high jump.
Right.
And we call that fair.
Okay.
So the range of body types within the female category is way, way bigger than anything that could be attributed to trans women. So if there's an advantage, and I'm not saying that there is, for trans women in women's sport, it's not an unfair advantage.
Now, you know me. When someone cites something, I like to look it up. Let's look at the 2016 Rio
Nate got the facts. Nate got the
Olympics
facts.
high jump. Now, I expected that all the tall women would be at the top and all the short women would be at the bottom. That's why she was pointing it out. If you're taller, you have an unfair advantage and you're unlikely to be able to win. Now, Veronica Ivy was correct. The first place winner in high jump was 6'3", and the 10th place woman was 5'5". But when you look at the competition as a whole, you quickly see that Veronica Ivy is being misleading and deceptive. See, the second place or silver medalist was just 5'11". Third place finisher, she was 6'4". The fourth place finisher was 5'9". And the fifth place finisher was 6'2". So it seems like even though there are some people who are taller than others, height doesn't really determine how you're going to
Hold on. Did he say 5'4" or 6'4"? I just want to let me get that.
finisher. Place of silver medalist was just 5'11". Third place finisher, she was 6'4". The fourth place
Okay, that was 6 foot.
finisher was 5'9". And the fifth place finisher was 6'2". So it seems like even though there are some people who are taller than others, height doesn't really determine how you're going to do in this event. And it seems like Veronica Ivy is intentionally misleading people about the high jump by literally cherry picking stats. Why did
To be fair, it is actually just about the power in your legs and the form, because I mean, like, even for a tall person, a beam literally like at face value is like literally at your nose is gonna be something pretty much diabolically impossible if you don't got the right form and technique.
didn't she say the silver medalist was 5'11" and the third place or the bronze finisher was 6'4"? That destroys her argument. Now, what you'll
Yeah. The shorter person got actually did a little bit better than the objectively taller person. That's actually really good. Yeah, good call.
hear a lot from the people who are promoting that trans women or biological men should compete with women is that, hey, if you take hormone therapy for a couple of years, that will essentially eliminate all the advantages that you have as a biological man, and that should allow you to compete against women, and the competition will be fair. But there's no study.
Hold on.
And that should allow you.
Look at her face. Like, I ain't even finna lie. She is literally looking with that eyes that says, that should have been me. I feel bad for women in this age. They are really getting cooked.
To compete against women, and the competition will be fair. But there's no study that shows that type of reduction. Matter of fact, all the studies show that trans women or biological men continue to retain a lot of those biological advantages, because the hormone therapy doesn't remove the muscle mass you've accumulated. It doesn't take away your bone density. All those advantages are still there.
Dr. Carol Hoover.
Well, side note, I don't want to watch the full video, so shout out to Nate, link in the description. He just posted this by the time of this recording this video. So with that being said, the world is shaking up. The world is shaking up, and for good reason, right? In the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 17, it says this: learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring it justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause. This is the basis of God's love and his vengeance against that which is sinful. He makes it very clear. Hold on now. Like we like treat people in such a way that institutes peace, doing good, justice, correcting oppression. That like it is a fair perspective to have, where, oh, because you introduce this person into a different category where they originally would not have existed, right? Because they identify different, those already in that category are unfortunately shaken up to a point where they may not be able to compete anymore, or they may not be given their fair shake. Like, that's just a fact. I mean, God, 38 seconds. Come on, guys. 38 seconds? Woman just blew the whole, like, everybody out of, like, first just blew everything out of the water. Just cooked everybody. And you already know, you already know if they didn't reverse this, that would have lasted for possibly ever, honestly. I mean, given the biological differences. And so let's remember what Jesus said, Matthew 19 verse 4, and this is in response to the marriage question of divorce, but it once again re-establishes a common principle. Verse 4. He answered, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female? From the very beginning, there was a distinguishing difference between us. We are of the same family of humanity, of the same image, of one image, but we are distinctly different. So naturally, respect that, honor that. This is why the law works differently for women than it does for men. This is why quite literally, society quite literally protects women and not necessarily protects men. Why? Because we recognize there is a difference. And lastly, and you guys know I don't hold back here. Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. Moses establishes this law. Jesus said he's not going to abolish the law, and this law quite literally describes God's disagreement with the way humans do things that absolutely are abhorrent to him. Verse 5, a woman shall not wear a man's garments, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak, for whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. He made you different. He made you for different purposes. So naturally, do not try to blend the two. The Lord doesn't agree with that at all. And naturally, don't like it's a difficult subject. So I know there's a deeper conversation there, the psychology of it, the mental, and of course the emotional, and of course I like what do you like the what even is identity in 2025. I understand that it's a difficult conversation. All I'm here to say is Jesus doesn't agree with it, and so naturally let him heal you. I mean, I go in a verse. Jesus talked about how those who are not sick are no longer in need of a physician, and this is in response to him highlighting how he is that healing. Come to Jesus. Yes, he's not gonna agree with everything you have to say. Yes, he's gonna quite literally correct you, but he's also gonna help you in all the ways that you really need help. So yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that school has made a terrible mistake? Do you think that we should let all the trans women dominate the poor women in every sport, or do you think this is probably a step in the right direction? I don't know. Join the conversation in the comments, and of course, appreciate you guys for watching this far. Thank you for listening. And God bless and stay blessed. With that being said, see you guys in the next one. Take care.